I'm Storm Track 12 meteorologist Les Still looking at your web forecast for our Tuesday, and we are going to be looking at hot and humid weather continuing. In fact, we're in the stretch right now where we have our longest stretch of 90-degree days that we've seen this entire year, and that's going to make us have the longest heat wave we've seen thus far this year. Let's take a look and see what I'm tracking. As I say, you get the steam, you're going to get the storms, and that's what we're going to be dealing with as we head on through the afternoon hours today. Some of those storms could be on the strong side. I'm tracking the potential for maybe some brief heavy downpours, a damaging wind gust or two, and maybe even some hail around 3/4 to an inch in diameter. As I mentioned, we are in a heat wave right now. One of only a couple we've seen this year. The heat wave officially means 3 days in a row of a 90-degree plus weather, and we've only seen about 2 times we've had 3 days or more, because as soon as we hit the 3-number mark, storms come in and we drop back down into the upper 80s. I'm not saying it hasn't been humid, just hasn't officially been heat waves for us here. And the positive side, the tropics do remain on the quiet side, and that's the way it looks like to be at least for the next week, or maybe even 2 weeks, as the Mid-Julian oscillation is not in our area, as well as a lot of Saharan dust in the pattern there. So I've got the threat tracker in the medium category for the day today. I'm also alerting you to the potential of some of that minor river flooding continuing. We'll take a look at that in a minute. But you can see my biggest threat that I'm concerned about today is going to be from the heavy downpours that are possible with this. Precipitable waters in excess of 1.5 to 2 inches. And as a result, with this little vortmax coming in across the north outer banks, that's going to be touching off those showers and storms for us here for later this afternoon. Speaking of the rivers, they still continue to be issuing the river flood warning in effect for Greene County as well as Kinston in Lenoir County for the Neuse River here. Current stage at 15.9. That is going to continue to rise up to about 17.3. So that's a little bit higher crest level than what we had in here for yesterday's forecast. And that's going to be coming a little bit later as well on Saturday afternoon. So we are going to be rising actually higher than levels that we were last week. Also, the Katintia Creek in Hookerton still continuing to rise slowly, though. 13.6, only expected to rise to 13.8 by tomorrow morning. Showers and thunderstorms will be scattered about, again, heavy at times. We'll be looking at temperatures into the low to mid-90s for the day today, and even upper 80s at the beaches. Overnight tonight will be warm and muggy under partly cloudy skies. There will be some low clouds and fog developing in here late tonight, early tomorrow morning, similar to the past couple mornings, and the low to mid-70s for overnight lows. I'll put in a slim chance for an isolated storm here tomorrow, but less coverage of the storms tomorrow than what we're going to be seeing today. Still hot and humid around into the low to mid-90s for top temperatures tomorrow. All right, this is what we're tracking, this little vortmax that's making its way down paralleling the Delmarva Peninsula here. This is coming in the flow in the atmosphere, and you can see what we've got set up. The high pressure centered out there in the Ohio Valley with the counterclockwise flow on the back side of it. That is creating the showers and storms that are going to be tracking from northeast to southwest as we go on through the day today. A little bit better example you can see here with where the upper level ridge is. This is the jet stream level, 35,000 feet. So, of course, we've got clockwise flow around this whole system, and this little vortmax right here is going to be following this height line around from northeast to southwest as it goes. Now, this is our dominant weather feature as we go on through this week, and notice it pumping the heat well up into Canada and then actually bringing the heat our way on the back side of this system here, and that's going to be in control of our weather as it kind of extends on out into the Rockies. Notice the heat across Utah, Nebraska, even extending on out in towards the northern Rockies, and then some of that is going to get pushed eastbound here for us as we head on through Thursday and Friday. Eventually, though, a trough does make its way into the region here. Now, the problem is, yet again, upper level ridge sitting out here off the east coast, the other one back out over here, the Rockies. So this front's only going to be able to make so much progress in here as we are going to get some resistance. Not as much resistance from this high as what we saw last week that caused the trough split that sent that upper level low now back down into Texas. But still, it is a problem that we are going to be tracking for you. And as we head on in through Saturday and Sunday, we'll watch that trough dive in, and that's going to bring the end to the heat wave here. But here's where we stand right now. Notice the warmth across the northern mid-Atlantic states. A couple days into the upper 80s, near 90 degrees in D.C. For us, we'll be in the low to mid-90s here. And then you can continue to see that warmth remaining as we head on up in through Thursday and Friday. But watch by Saturday, start to watch some of that drier air work its way on in, and that slightly cooler air starting to press in across the Great Lakes. That's with that front. Notice Buffalo back to 81 on Saturday. D.C. still at 95. And then we watch that cooler air eventually get into our weather pattern, break the official heat wave by the time we hit Sunday. 70s across the Great Lakes as a result of that trough moving in. So some cooler air definitely moving in across the northern Great Lakes as we head on in through this weekend. Future track shows that upper disturbance coming in across the northern Outer Banks. Late morning hours here that'll touch off showers and thunderstorms by early afternoon from northeast to southwest. So it is a little counterintuitive, but that's the way that it's going to be tracking because of the flow around the upper level ridge. And that continues to back off in towards Richlands, Jacksonville, Kenansville by dinner time tonight. Again, any of these could have some brief heavy downpours or a damaging wind gust associated with them. Now, future tracks trying to develop some action along the sea breeze coast tonight. I'm not so sure that's going to happen. I think the vortmax works its way on through, but it's possible because some of our forecast models are kind of showing you that vortmax lagging back a little bit. But once it departs out of here as we go on through the morning hours tomorrow, that leaves nothing more than just an isolated storm with lots of sunshine for the afternoon hours tomorrow across our southern counties. As I mentioned, the tropics do remain inactive here. Upper level low that's working its way across the Bahamas, another area of convection across the western Gulf of Mexico with another backing upper level low. So a lot of retrogression going on in this weather pattern here, not only just in the eastern U.S., but all across the Atlantic. Meanwhile, a lot of Saharan dust in the weather pattern out there, barely any thunderstorms surviving with that latest tropical wave coming off of Africa, and that continues to die out as it propagates on westbound. So here's your planning forecast. Again, better coverage of storms today than what we're going to be seeing tomorrow. I guess there still could be a storm or two around Thursday, Friday, Saturday, but I think the majority of us are going to be looking at sunny and hot conditions in here. And then late Sunday and especially going into Monday, that front is going to press into the area. The showers and thunderstorms scattered about, and again, officially break our heat wave, our longest heat wave for the year so far. Have yourself a good Tuesday. I'm Storm Track 12 meteorologist Les Still.